What's up, everybody? This is Storm Batiste coming to you from Brooklyn, New York, and welcome back. Bringing you everything I think every man should know, no matter if you're white, black, skinny, or fat. These are the facts in everything. I think every man of the 21st century should know about savings, investing, dating, and everything else in between. We're talking about it all. So far, just before I even kick off this next episode, let's just kind of backtrack. What did we talk about so far? So far we talked about professional dress, preparing for that big job interview. Uh, Obviously, we all want to be financially successful one day, and so you got to be dressed the part. That's the first things first. Secondly, we talked about ways to tell that a woman's really just not that into you. You can't force it. If it's not a natural thing, then just let it go. But if she's not, respecting you and she's not meeting you halfway, then hey, be done with it. So, today, to further this journey of manhood, we want to talk about 7 notches every man should have under his belt. And so these are nothing extreme, nothing crazy, nothing that every man shouldn't be able to do. Obviously, if you don't know how to do them, that's completely okay. That's why I'm here. So we can work together and we can get this done. I didn't know how to do all of these things at first. Sometimes I still struggle on doing some of these things. But what counts is that I want to be able to aspire to do these things. I want to aspire to be very proficient at these things. As a man, when I look in the mirror, I want to look with confidence and say, okay, I can do all of these things. What's next? Right? That's the mindset. So let's start. 7 things or 7 notches that every man should have under his belt. Number 1, you got to learn how to cook. You got to learn how to cook. And it's nothing crazy. No 5-star meals. Just survive. I didn't know how to cook before I came to New York. Sad to say. But when I got here, I had to survive. And eating out every day was not the answer. So for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, those are pretty much the 3 things you have to worry about. For breakfast, you can do eggs, bacon, grits, pancakes, waffles, omelets, simple stuff like that that you just apply to the stove. It sounds scary maybe to some people. It's really not that bad. It's really easy to make. For lunch, you can do salad, steamed veggies, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, maybe grilled chicken or fish. And then for dinner, you can do pasta, spaghetti, grilled chicken, cornbread, or fish or some type of vegetable as well. Just depends on what you're in the mood for. You can play around with those. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. But that's something like that stuff that's pretty basic level. And I'm saying basic level because I can do it. And just know if I can do it, then you definitely can. So that's number 1. Number 2, you got to know how to hold your liquor. This is a thing a lot of people mess up on. It's not anything that you can just say or put in stone. This is how you do it. You have to learn over time what your tolerance is. It depends on your weight and different things of that nature. So over time, you're drinking. Just kind of test it out. See what's too much. See if you can't mix liquor, then don't mix it. Everybody can't do that. If you drink better with brown liquor for certain situations, then do that. If you go better with white, then do that. Don't mix if that's not for you. Rule of thumb that I usually like to follow, and somebody taught me this, and it really is really effective, especially at work parties and balls and events like that, where you're really just trying to have a good time, but you want to still be cognizant of what's going on and impress. You want to drink the first, sip the second, and then skip the third. And I'll just say that again. You drink the first, you sip the second, and then you skip the third. And that's just pretty much the rule of thumb. Take your time. Different situations require a different amount of liquor. If you're taking someone on a date, you don't want to be sloppy. You don't want to say anything to embarrass yourself or offend that other person. Be your best self. So take your time. Find out your tolerance. Just be cognizant of that. Stick to that rule. Number 3, how to tie a tie. Obviously, we've already covered professional dress, but being able to tie a tie is just part of that uniform, and a lot of people don't. My grandfather actually taught me how to tie a tie. I didn't want to learn how to tie a tie at the time, but man, it's really served me well to this point because I've had people asking me to help them tie ties, and going on 25, going on 30. So it's not common sense. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody's had that role model to kind of teach them. So I'm glad I can be able to do that. So these are just 4 knots that you can look them up. You're not going to really know them probably based off what I'm saying, but these are 4 simple knots that look really good and are really easy and quick to do. So it's going to be the Kelvin knot, the Oriental knot, the half Windsor, and then the 4 in-hand knot. So just look those up when you have a second. as a professional individual, whether you wear a suit to work every day or not. You're gonna be attending different events in your life. Obviously, if you want to be successful in that industry, that's fine. But still, even if you wear a tie or not, it's just good to know how to do it. It's just a man. So number 4, you need to know how to treat a woman. So what I like to stick to is, treat a woman how you would treat your mom or your sister, and don't treat them the way you wouldn't want anybody else to treat them. So treat them with respect, encourage them, ask them how their day was, surprise them, take them out, date night. Women love that. I know after the first or second time, it gets probably a little just like going through the motion doing that, but women like when you remember certain things like that. They like when you invest time. Don't be overbearing. Give them their space. Let them know you love them, but at the same time, you're busy. Nobody likes something that no woman likes a guy that just doesn't have anything to do and it's just always kind of following them around like a puppy dog. At the same time, you want to inspire her, you want to compliment her, you want to make her laugh as much as you can, and you don't have to spoil her or do anything crazy like that. Just be there. Sometimes it's just good to be there. Don't always feel like you have to have sex every time y'all do a Netflix and chill. Sometimes y'all can just laugh. You can watch your favorite Netflix series. It's a million different things to do. I'm not going to tell you how to treat your woman. Just make sure you treat her right. So number 5 is how to dress professionally, which we covered pretty much already in an earlier podcast, so you can just refer back to the professional dress. But everybody's different. This is professional dress in a professional setting, but also just in general. Everything doesn't work for everybody. Like, you see these people on TV wearing certain things that fits them. That's their body type. It might not be yours. So play around with it. Make sure it matches. Ask your friends what they think. Ask your family. There's YouTube. There's ads. There's magazine blog. There's a lot of different things. Just don't try to be somebody you're not, because it's going to show. It really is going to show. So and trust me, I struggle with dressing too. If it's not professional dress, then I'm in the same boat as a lot of people. So I'm not talking like I'm just this guru and I just got all the different styles and stuff, because I struggle all the time. So just be able to take care of yourself as a man. You never want to be caught with your pants down. Even if you're just going out to the grocery store, to the laundromat. I'm not saying dress all the way up, but be presentable. You never know who you might run into. Could meet somebody that's ready to take it to the next level. They see you dressed professionally, just to go to the laundromat. Hey, I want you to work for me, or we should do this together. It just looks better. So number 6, be confident. Be confident in everything that you do. When you're in a room crowded full of people that aren't like you, stand up if you have something to say. If you've done your research, stand up and argue your point. Don't just sit down because somebody says it's the right thing to do. Don't give up just because it looks like it's the right thing to do. If you see a woman that's beautiful and you think she's very attractive, then go talk to her. Chances are you'll never see her again anyway, especially if you live in New York. So don't be that guy that's just, quivering and kind of like looking down and at his shoes and all over the place when you're talking to somebody else. Look them in the eye, chest poke out, stand up straight. Don't stutter. You're a man. You have to let them know there's manhood first. So, I mean, maybe you don't have something good to say all the time. You don't always have to speak, but just know, like, you're not a pushover. You're a man. You hold your own. You do what needs to be done. Nobody has to tell you to take care of your responsibilities. It's just the things you just know how to do. Be confident. You got to have that confidence. If you don't, people will walk all over you, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing worse than a guy that has no confidence. Nothing worse than that. So, the very last one is, and this is one of my favorites, how to save money. A lot of people just spend money, and they have no idea where it's going. Then they complain about how they don't have any money. Let me tell you something. You will $5 yourself into debt so fast. $5 here, $5 there, $10 on a bottle, $20 on a bottle. You will go into debt so fast, especially swiping a credit card. You have to be conscious of that. If you want to go out and you want to date and do all this stuff, there's ways to do it. Just prepare for it. Just prepare. Like, prepare in advance. So if you want to go out to eat, look at the menu online. It's there. Look at the reviews. There's free concerts in the city. There's a bunch of free stuff to do. Even if it's just going to the bodega, then going to the park to talk, or, just going out to an event. It doesn't always have to be spending money. Plan a budget that you're going to have when you go out, and then stick to that budget. You don't always have to go to the nice places. There's so many cheap places. I have a bunch of cheap places where you can get drinks, you can get food, and the vibe is really great. So all you got to do is plan for it. Don't spend the money that you don't have, especially if it's with somebody you're probably not going to see again. I'm not saying don't take risks. I wish you the best luck. That's part of being confident, but be smart too. And even if you got to trick yourself sometimes into saving money. I know some people have like jars and stuff, and they put every time I do this, I got to put $1 in here or put some quarters in here or something. So even if you got to trick yourself into doing it, maybe you get your paycheck, you give part of it to like maybe a family member or a friend just to hold, so that you know you can't get to that. Maybe if you trust your friend enough, you can do that. Always, when you have a paycheck, you want to put some of that money to the side, money that you're not going to touch. You need money for a rainy day. About $1,000 in your savings. Obviously, not going to get that right off the bat, but save up. It's going to be good to know you just had that money and you just cannot touch it. Be smart about it. So I hope these 7 rules helped out. Just to run through them one more time really quick. The first one was how to cook. The second one was how to hold your liquor. Number 3, how to tie a tie. Number 4, how to treat a woman. Number 5, how to dress professionally. Number 6, be confident. And number 7, how to save money. Once again, this is Storm Batiste coming to you from Brooklyn, New York, bringing you everything I think every man of the 21st century should know about: savings, dating, investing, and everything else in between. If you like the video, thumbs up. If not, that's fine too. We're gonna keep this going regardless. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to help everybody out and to help myself in doing this too. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and I hope you enjoy.